Okay, so let's press on. I did want to do a little grooving, but before we do that, it has to be appropriate to the subject matter, and I'm not really that confident in doing these things. I'm learning them along with you. I just want to show you this. This is what's happening here. There's our major diatonic stack with the long patterns now. The long patterns that take us away from the fret nut so we can play safely. Okay, although sometimes you want to double back and pick up the open strings. So just a word of caution there. When you're playing the long patterns, let's say we're doing a mixolydian long here. Okay, so what I've got over here, I added in a little label here. When we do the long pattern, which is just say 5, say we do it, we're going to do it from the, and this would be from a fret nut. So I'll put the capo on to make my point, that we are going to be playing this from the fret nut or capo. So this is the G. This is the G. Okay. We're going to play the long pattern from there. 5, 6, 7 is the A string shape 5th. Okay. So it would be, and then just follow up from there. 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we start the pattern, if we start a scale from here, we've got our 5, 5, the 5 Roman numeral 5 means mixolydian. Okay? It means okay. If we start the scale from the root, it's the E root. E from the E string shape, we'll get the Ionian. Okay, so we want root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we have to go back into. So we had here root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have to go back into the S1E or the S4E, 4 strings. Alright, so that's how that stacks up like that. Let me show you. So on the fretboard here, here's our S4E, E, C, G, D, so it's 7 root 2 there. And then just stack straight up from there. It's an easy pattern. Okay, starting from the 7 down here, let's say. Okay, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4. And from there we go back into the long patterns, but this one's warped over, you see. Now if we start from the root here, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can see where the 7 root 2, the S1E comes in on top. And we have essentially an S3D there. And it's important to understand the shaping of the S3D, okay, is like a 7L shaped thing. So we've got the 7 there. We've got the L here. See that? It's like 7L shaped. See that? So we've got our 7 here and we've got our L here. That's the shape of the pattern stack when we are transitioning up in P4 tuning. That's in P4 tuning there. Okay, so that I don't have a pattern stack for us right now, but I think it was yesterday's chart had a good pattern stack up there. Okay, let's see if we can get this guy. So if you want to just, look a little harder over here, what we've got is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. So that's how it stacks up. and then it goes and it keeps going like that. Okay, so anytime you see a 5/6, you know the 7 root 2 is going to go over to the left one. Here in this caged ladder, we have a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2 is going to go to the left one. And this, even though this looks like long patterns, this is actually a short pattern. Okay, the long patterns will bring us over to the right, and then when the short pattern comes in on the left, it's not going to bring us over but one fret, but the long pattern will bring us over like 2 frets into the next cage. Looking here at the short patterns, we can see how we got 2, 3, 4 here, 5, 6, 7 root 2 bringing us over, and then keep going up. It'll just keep bringing us over to the left. You can't do that at the fret nut, or you'll just not be able to play that 7. For instance, in the regular, if this was your fret nut here on the E, you wouldn't get to that. You'd be able to get to the 7 in the G. You just get the G there. You would be able to get to the F sharp. It's 7. So the long patterns alleviate that problem. Okay, by so if we're starting a G shape, we're going to start it from down here. We go 6, 7 root, 3, 4 G shape right here. We're going to go 6, 7 root, 6, 7 root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then we're going to go into the long pattern. There's our F sharp. 7 root 2, 3, 4 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if we don't want to go into that 4, 5, 6 there, and we want to take advantage of the open string because we've got like a string double there. Okay, so the 5, 6, 7 right down here we played. We've got doubling there. So we want to get off the long pattern there and go back to the short pattern. Okay, so let's look at that. So right here where we go 5, 6, 7, this just has enough fretboard for us for the discussion. 5, 6, 7, we have this 7 doubled here. We just cut out of this one early and go to the 7 root 2 there, and the top string will be equal to the bottom string, and the 7 is going to be the 5th string of that. Okay, it's going to be the let's see, the 7, my bad, it's going to be the 4th of that. So in other words, if we're doing a 5, 6, 7 here, 5, 6, 7, okay, then we go, instead of warping up to root 3, 4 like that, root 2, 3 like that, we're going to go to the 4th string shape of the top string shape, okay, where we started in the G string shape there, did we not? So G is going to be 6, 7 root, right? So the 4th of G is C. We're going to go back to a C string shape there, just like that. So we kind of cut out of the 5, 6, 7, the root 2, 3, and we just go root 2 to a C string shape to a G string shape, 6, 7 root. If you want to maintain the open strings for that, you know, so you kind of cut out of the long pattern there. Okay, so we're going to try to do some funk, and I'm going to explain what's going on, okay, in a minute. All right, so we're going to just, what I'm going to do is start the funk, and then we'll hone in on the key, and then I'll tell you, we'll stop it where, and tell you where I'm going to go with this, with the string shapes, okay, rather than just razzle dazzle. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and we'll start it on the next segment.